What's up, men's physique fans, and welcome back to another video. Ali Bilal does it again. Not only does he win the prestigious Pittsburgh Pro in dominant form, but he comes into New York and brings home the coveted New York Pro title, going against the best Vitor Chavez we have ever seen. After 5 long years, Anthony Mantello finally secures his Ifbb Pro card this past weekend at NPC USA's, and that was not all. We have a new Ifbb Pro who is likely going to make some early noise in the pro leagues, and we have to cover it. And on-stage beef gets physical. Guys, we have a video in store for you. This might just be my favorite one yet, so let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
No, they wanna take it all from me, so I give what it takes. Whole life been a miracle, seen everything but a cape. Why would I stop now? Found everything on a journey, but another way. Look, I'm not.
Most athletes would consider a Pittsburgh Pro title to be damn near like winning the Olympia for their career. But when you also back that up with a New York Pro win in back-to-back weeks, guys, I don't think you realize just how impressive that is, but also how much of a statement that is. Ali Bilal comes into Pittsburgh and absolutely shuts the door, and he has made a clear statement that he is back on top. After falling off in 2023 and placing 16th at the Olympia, he made a statement. He decides to do the biggest shows of the calendar year to earn his respect back, and he does just that. But before we get to Ali Bilal, let's start off with our 5th place finisher in Fabian Fever. Guys, before this show, I had no idea who Fabian was. Majority of people had a solidified top 5 that consisted of all Olympians who are already qualified for the 2024 Olympia or previous Olympians who were trying to get their qualification. But Fabian didn't want to hear it. He came in and kicked the damn door in. Fabian brought a hell of a package. And this is a prime example of conditioning kills. When it comes to Vinicius, he's always struggled with being consistent with conditioning. And when you're inconsistent with conditioning, can leave the door open for people like Fabian, who came in and just snagged a first call out at the biggest show of the year. So congratulations to Fabian, one hell of a physique. I'm really excited to see what shows he continues to jump into here in the 2024 season. Guys, I'll be honest, I did not see this one coming. But coming in at 4th place, we have the legend. We have the most winningest men's physique Ifbb Pro of all time, Andre Ferguson. Now, Andre brought one hell of a physique. There was nothing off with Andre, and there was nothing that crazily stood out compared to the top 3. Originally, I had Andre in the top 2 simply due to his balance. He was very complete from front to back. But when I saw him being compared with the top guys, it just wasn't necessarily a standout body part or a structure or anything that necessarily separated him. Now, again, he is consistent. He will always be in that top call out. Let's be real. This is Andre Ferguson. But I truly believe there's going to have to be a certain level of pop and personality to his physique that I believe will come with more shows. This is Andre's first show of the season. Now, though we did have high expectations for him coming into this, in the previous years, we have seen him getting better and better with time, and he's already committed to doing the Miami Muscle Beach Pro, which he won last season in just 2 weeks. So I do fully expect to see a more polished version of Andre at this show. Not to mention, he's already have 2 Trident trophies, and I'm sure he wants to go home with a 3rd one. Now, something new that I noticed that Andre was trying in this show was a more relaxed front shot. He didn't necessarily bend the knee or kind of open up an elongated base, but instead kind of just stood tall and broad and tried to simply almost do a more relaxed front shot. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of this look for him, but if he does end up sticking with this, I can guarantee he will get the feedback that he needs in order to make this shot a little bit more emphasized. Again, we've seen Andre change his posing a handful, especially his front shot, a handful of times throughout the years, but I do believe that his old traditional hands on hip, showing who the fuck I am front shot has always been my favorite. Now, that might just be nostalgia talking, but again, when Andre's on, that shot just speaks volumes of his physique, and again, just brings it to life in ways that truly just exposes other competitors. Now, like I said, Andre has a lot of time to get better. I'm a firm believer he will get better, and I'm excited to see what package he brings to Miami Muscle Beach in just 2 weeks. And coming in at number 3, we have Edvon Palmeiro. And guys, I have to say, Edvon has truly reinvented his physique. After last season being 22 pounds above his stage weight, keep in mind, before they initiated the weight cap, I am a firm believer that him downsizing and more streamlining his physique has truly brought his 2022, when he placed 5th place at the Olympia, look back and some. First, this is the best back that I've ever seen on Edvon. He was never known for his back. He was always known for his density and grainness. Now, I do believe that graininess has been sacrificed with the new look, but I also believe it's now a more polished and more men's physique traditional look that I believe will continue to be rewarded. I believe if he can get a little bit more of that grain and pop back with the new added density to his back and his, again, just more polished looking men's physique, he has an opportunity to be in that top 5 again this year. I love the new Edvon Palmeiro look. True fan of it, but I will say he will have to do a little bit more and have a little bit more pop to the physique in order to get back in that top 5. But again, this might just be one of my favorite looks that Edvon has ever brought to the stage. And coming in at 2nd place for the 2nd week in a row, we have Vitor Chavez. And guys, I have to say, this is Vitor's best look to date. This is the tightest his midsection has ever been. This is the best his back has ever been. This is the fullest he has ever been. And guys, you heard me say it before, but this is the most polished he has ever looked. Going into the 2024 season, Vitor has recently teamed up with a new coach in Coach Cuts. This is their 4th show together, and it's safe to say 4th time is the charm, because this is the best Vitor that I've seen, whether it was on the Olympia stage, shows in Brazil, it doesn't matter. The one thing that I love that Vitor did this show compared to previous was the manipulation of the waistline, utilizing his posing. Again, a little bit more of an off-centered pose, but still wrapping his shoulder around to show the width between left to right and just simply how small his waist was. Now, again, this is the best conditioning he's had. This is the best fullness that he's had. And again, this is simply the best look that he has ever had. I cannot tell you guys this enough. At 99% of shows, this look would win amongst some of the best in the world. There's no question about that. But when 1st place comes in the way that he did, there's just not much you can do about it. And coming in at 1st place, you heard me say it last week, and I'm here to say it again, Ali Bilal wins the New York Pro. Now, this time around, it wasn't necessarily in dominant fashion. This was a very close battle, but nonetheless, conditioning kills. Ali just does it again. He looked absolutely razor sharp, but I'm a firm believer he got better from Pittsburgh, and truthfully, I didn't even think that was possible. Ali continues to improve on packages that I just simply think are already home runs. So if he can continue this trend into the Olympia, guys, this is going to be one of the most exciting men's physique years and the most exciting men's physique looks to touch the stage. These are the kind of looks that can rival our current men's physique champion in Ryan Terry, somebody who can match that conditioning, midsection detail, the new added density through the back, and again, this overall presentation and posing, which is something that Ryan has always lacked. Now, this might just be a little early to say, but I'm going to stick my neck out because I am a firm believer that if Ali continues to improve the way that he has been improving, especially with the new coach that he has in George Farah, I am a firm believer that Ali will not just be back in the top 10, not just back in the top 5, but he has an opportunity to stand toe-to-toe with the best in the world and potentially be crowned our 2024 Mr. Olympia champion. Now, there's still a lot that needs to be improved on, but guys, the proof is in the pudding. He has the time to improve from now into the Olympia. On the Men's Physique Radio podcast, he already stated that that was his plan following the New York Pro, was to take time away from the stage to focus on improving for the Olympia. And again, I'm not trying to be the sucker of the moment, but this man has only gotten better and better with time. And I'm really excited to see what he does at the Olympia this season after coming off a Pittsburgh Pro and a New York Pro title with only being with his coach for 12 weeks following this. It's safe to say that there's a lot of eyes on Ali Bilal, and for good reason. The first national show of the summer just wrapped up this past weekend in Charleston, South Carolina, and guys, it is safe to say that Junior USA's did not disappoint. After 5 long years, Anthony Mantello has finally earned his IFBB Pro card. And guys, for those of you who have been watching this journey unfold, it is safe to say it was a relentless pursuit in order to get there. There's been multiple occasions where Anthony has fallen down and gotten back up and continued to push forward. Just last week, there was a question on whether or not Anthony was even going to step on stage simply based off of his mental health, but continued to push through and break through barriers. And we are so happy that he did, because he has finally earned that professional status. Now, Anthony had made me bite my tongue, because simply I did not think that he was going to earn his professional status in Classic simply due to the size, his conditioning, straight structure, everything was there for Classic physique. But when it comes to the size, I didn't think that it was necessarily not only going to translate on the national stage, but be enough to earn that pro status. But I was wrong, and I'm happy that I was wrong. Now, selfishly, I would love to see him put on some board shorts and snag that pro card in the men's physique division, but at the end of the day, that wasn't where his heart lied. But I want this to be a message to every young kid out there who is trying to climb the ranks and become a pro in any division. It doesn't come overnight. Even people who have elite genetics and elite work ethic like Anthony has, it took time, effort, falling down, getting back up, and continuously kicking in the damn door. And he did. Now, he can hold up a pro card and look himself in the mirror and even change his Instagram handle to IFBB Pro. Man, I'm so damn proud as a fellow New Jerseyan. It is so cool to see your growth from the start to where you are now. Now the real fun begins. And again, welcome to the Pro League. Senate Ricardo wins the men's physique overall title at Junior USA's in dominating fashion. Now, it is safe to say on that stage, it truly did look like a man amongst boys. But also keep in mind, this man has been a professional and has won 8 pro shows in the IFBB Pro Elite. Now, this was a stepping stone for him. He's made that very clear. He is looking to make a run for the 2024 Olympia. And guys, even though I truly believe that there's still a lot that needs to improve on his physique, it's not out of the realm of possibility that this man can be in conversations at top pro shows. Now, this man is a very complete physique. He has great structure, great shoulders, overall great shape, and he's not lacking in the size department. He's balanced from front to back, but what he is missing is a little bit of chest, and that's very common for somebody who is as tall and as wide as he is. But he also needs to continue to work on his posing. Now, I'm not sure if they pose any different in the IFBB Pro Elite compared to what they do in the IFBB or just NPC in general, but if he can fine-tune his posing, continue to put on that size where it's needed, guys, look at this physique. It is safe to say that this man will be in conversations for years to come and will be an Olympian one day. Now, do I think he will qualify in 2024? Not necessarily. I think there's a lot of competition, especially at this time of the year, but never say never, because this man is already a professional. He stood out on this stage, even when standing next to other professionals. But again, the decision was very easy, at least in my opinion, for the judges. And also, shout out to the other 2 athletes who won their pro cards here at Junior USA's. Guys, keep in mind, this is one of the hardest shows to turn pro simply due to the fact that only 3 people in the entire men's physique division earn their pro cards. So this is not an easy feat. So these guys will likely have a very quick turnaround in terms of being a name in the men's physique division. I also think that with a little bit more time for a lot of these guys, it's going to be a quick rise. I know some of them are coached by very good men's physique coaches already, so it's only a matter of time before we see them on the big stage and battling it out with some of the best. What separates a lot of the top athletes in this sport is oftentimes passion. And that passion can be translated through emotion. And a lot of times on stage, that emotion can be displayed, for example, where Bilal, when he won the Pittsburgh Pro and had that leap of joy. Or when you see guys hearing their name called for the win and dropping down to their knees. Or, in this instance, frustration and aggression. Now, there's a little bit of all of those emotions when you are in prep and when you're on stage. At the end of the day, this is still a competition. But bodybuilding is not a contact sport. We're not lacing up the cleats. We're not putting on the helmet and shoulder pads. And trust me, I've done that my whole career, and I've had that mindset very early in my career. But there's a certain level of respect that needs to be had, and understanding that we're also trying to set a precedent. If you are on a national stage, you have to prove that you are worthy of becoming a pro. And what we've seen this past weekend wasn't necessarily that. Take a look.
Okay, guys, hey, come on. Hey, knock it off. Knock it off. Not gonna deal with that.
Now, let me be clear. I know these guys personally, and I know there's no malice in their hearts, and I know it's simply driven by wanting to be the best. Not to mention, this is a fight for potentially being in that conversation to earn your pro card. I want you guys to understand that and put yourself in that shoes, right? So when you're on stage, adrenaline is rushing, you are battling it out for 1 and 2. Keep in mind, this is something that has to be controlled, but is also understandable from me being an athlete. We want it by any means necessary. If we want to get that advantage by any means necessary. So if you take a look, you'll notice the guy in the yellow shorts takes a step back, trying to gain ground. And the reason why they do that is simply to have a bigger illusion on stage, right? The closer you are to the judges, bigger your presence is. So a lot of times when that person takes a step towards the judges, the other guy would also want to take a step back. And this is where that conflict started to happen. And not to mention, they were very close on stage. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm trying to hit my back shot on stage personally, where these guys just, there's almost no way for you to fully show your true representation of your physique because of locking elbows. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. Take your room. Move over. If you deserve to be in the middle, you will be moved to the middle. I promise you, the judges are good at their jobs. They will make sure that if you are in the middle and you're deserving of being in the middle, you will be. Now, I will also say this. There was a lot of controversy in this class alone. This was the only class that they ended up rejudging because it was so close and the judges were split. So again, added emotion to the situation. But when you're throwing elbows and knocking people over, it's just not professional. And you are on stage to become a professional. And I always tell my clients this: if you want to be a pro, you need to dress for the job that you want and not the job that you have, right? So if you want to be a pro, stop acting like an amateur. And I think in this situation here, there was a lot of emotion displayed and a lot of unnecessary emotion shown in a physical manner. But like I said, I've been in these situations before. I am not perfect. I have tried to gain ground. I've had people knock me off my shot. I have knocked people off theirs, right? But again, this is me trying to learn from my mistakes and helping pros, or at least amateurs who want to be pros, learn from theirs. Now, again, in this situation, I'm a firm believer that these guys were simply in the moment. They cared about it. They love what they do, and they simply just wanted to become a pro. Now, none of these guys turned pro this day, and I'm not going to sit here and say that this is the reason why. But I will say this: the judges pay attention. They look at this, and it's only a matter of time for these guys. They have awesome physiques. They will both be professionals one day, and I can guarantee you this: they won't make this same mistake again. They won't. But again, one hell of a class, one hell of a battle, and I can guarantee you they'll likely be in the same class for the next national show, because these guys, they deserve it of a pro card. They have the physique. Now they just got to make sure that their actions, and again, their mentality is deserving as well. If you or a friend are looking to compete for the first time, earning a national qualification, earning your IFBB Pro Card, or simply growing for the 2025 season, I am now taking on clients. All you have to do is click the link below. But I'll be honest, my season is coming up, and I do not want to take on an excess amount of clients going into my competitive season. So guys, the time is now. I will not be taking on clients past these next couple of weeks. So if you're interested, all you got to do is click the link below. We'll have a conversation. I can tell you this will not be an easy process, but it will be worth it. I will help maximize your potential and bring the best version of you to the stage. And keep the conversations going in the comments, guys. I read every single one of them, and I will be sure to get back to you. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you believe that Sinet Ricardo will be a dominant pro, whether it's in 2024 or simply in the near future? And what do you guys think about the beef on stage? Is it acceptable? Do you guys think that it's simply passion being displayed? Because again, the judges didn't love it, but at the end of the day, we are competitors, and sometimes that will simply come out in ways that aren't necessarily indicative to what we're looking for. But again, it's emotion, and sometimes emotion isn't the worst thing. And also, the New York Pro did not disappoint. Do you guys agree with the top two? And also, do you believe that the first place winner was deserving? And as always, guys, I love you. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you smash the subscribe button to continue to be kept up to date with all of the men's physique content and news. And we love you, and we will see you in the next video.